Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you again for joining me for this live stream. It's been a while. It's been like at least 2 weeks. It's crazy just how time flies by. I didn't, it's crazy. It's been 2 weeks, but anyway, um, got a video for you guys. This is going to be a story video for me to you guys. I started drinking some coffee this morning, thinking about what am I going to do because I haven't done something in a while, and I realized maybe it'd be a good time right now to talk about uh, coffee and my story with coffee. Because you see, I didn't always drink coffee. No, no. In fact, surprisingly enough, I didn't really start drinking coffee until last winter. Last winter of 2017. That's when I really started to drink coffee. Up until that point, I rarely, very rarely ever touched the stuff. So, um, so how did this happen exactly? Well, what happened was, up until that point in the winter, I had other various drinks to like for energy purposes and stuff like that. Before I had coffee, for years I would have various different ones. So at one point I would drink Monster, but the thing with Monster was it didn't last long at all. Like it lasted maybe like a couple months. It was like in 2015. Uh, it lasted only a couple months because I developed a tolerance to it really, really fast for some reason. I have no idea why. I just did. Within a couple months, I started to notice that it would take more than one can of Monster in order for me to get um, energized or caffeinated. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't like where this is going. I'm just going to stop drinking Monster right now. I also, for a time, drank 5 Hour Energy, and it wasn't worth it after a while. I tried to control it. So what happened was like my heart would pound like really fast when I wasn't really doing a lot of physical energy. I would also feel like uh, heat on my skin and stuff like that. And the first time I felt those things, I just out of curiosity, I looked at the bottle and it said that, oh, it may cause these things. It said you feel this heat because the blood is flowing a lot faster throughout your body. You may feel faster heartbeat. So these were things that the company was aware of, and I thought to myself, you know what, this isn't worth it. I did try to control it. So what I would try doing was I wouldn't, for 5 Hour Energy, they're like small bottles, I wouldn't drink the whole bottle in one sitting. What I would try to do was I would try to divide it up over like a certain amount of time. So like I would drink smaller portions over like a 24-hour or a 48-hour period, or sometimes even a 72-hour period. Because once you open the cap, you gotta drink that stuff within a certain time period. You can't let it sit for too long. I'm not sure if refrigeration really does anything to sustain the life of the stuff, but once you open the cap, you gotta drink it within a certain amount of time. But I didn't want to drink it all in one sitting. That's just there's so much caffeine and B vitamins packed into that small little bottle. I just did not want to drink that all in one sitting. So instead, like I said, I would drink it. I would drink it in intervals. I would like I would get like a spoon as if I was taking like a cough medicine or something, and I would pour it into the spoon and then sip it like that. And I thought that'd be a good way of dividing it up. Or sometimes what I would do is I would drink it from the bottle, and then I would look at where the water was, where the liquid was. Like I would use lighting from like whatever lighting was around me, and I could see like the shadow in the bottle to see where it was at. And so based on where that shadow was, I would try and like calculate, okay, this is where I'll stop drinking this. And sometimes that did work. I didn't feel those symptoms, but sometimes it didn't work. I would, despite trying to control how much I was having of it, I would still end up feeling some of those symptoms. So eventually I'm just like, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do this. This doesn't, I'm not comfortable with this anymore. I just feel like I'm putting myself at risk, a higher risk. So I stopped drinking it. Uh, and for a while, I also drank. What I did drink in substitution for things like 5 Hour Energy or Monster was vitamin water. I would drink vitamin water zero because there was no sugar in that, and I would drink the more energy concentrated ones. So like I would drink a lot of the B vitamin ones, basically. Now that did work. The only downside with those was it would require a lot of bottles. So like I would it wouldn't just be like one bottle. I would have to drink like 3 or 4 bottles and stuff like that. I would have to drink a lot of bottles. Um, so it's like okay, this sort of works, but like it requires a lot of bottles in order to do this. In order to get um, the same amount of energy you would get in like 1 cup of coffee. But that still didn't convince me to go to the coffee side. Uh, Before I even went to coffee at my university that I went to, they had a salesperson or the salesperson or there's a certain term that they're called like brand ambassadors or something like that. I feel like brand ambassadors are just one category of salespeople, but yeah, okay, that's what it was. It was a brand ambassador. It was a brand ambassador for this company called Guyaki, and they were primarily selling yerba mate tea. Now, yerba mate tea is not like other teas in terms of caffeine. Other teas have caffeine, but this particular type of tea, yerba mate, has a lot of more caffeine than certain other teas. Like you cannot compare this to like green tea or something like that. This has a heck of a lot more caffeine in it than green tea does. So I discovered this stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Awesome! Like this is a freaking tea. It tastes good. It's got caffeine in it. You know, it's somewhat healthier than than drinking Red Bull or Monster or 5 Hour Energy. I'll drink this stuff now. So yeah, I started to drink yerba mate tea from Guyaki. In fact, if you look at my previous videos, my review videos, if you'll see that I actually reviewed some of these products. If you just like click on the search bar with a magnifying glass and you type in yerba mate tea reviews or yerba mate reviews or Guyaki reviews, you will in fact see from over the past couple of years that I have in fact reviewed these cans. So you can even go back through this channel and even see me reviewing this stuff. So that worked for a while. The only problem that there was with this stuff was it was a bit pricey. It was a bit pricey for me personally. But at the time, I didn't know anything else. It's just like this stuff works. You know, I'll use this stuff because it's what I know that works, and I'll drink this maybe on other days, and I'll drink the vitamin water on different days, depending on my location, depending on how much I'm willing to spend in terms of money. So, yeah, it was like a mix. It was like a mixed match between yerba mate tea and vitamin water, just depending on the situation, basically. So that happened for a little while. That was my situation for a while. So I came across coffee then in the winter of last year, 2017. So I just I started drinking it basically. I started drinking it, and I don't remember the exact. I can't remember the exact first cup of coffee I had. Like I've had so many fucking cups of coffee at this point. Like literally almost daily usage of coffee. I just know the general time period I started drinking coffee was winter, especially late winter because I had school finals. And here's the thing about coffee that makes sense for why it became the common thing for me to drink at this point. So in late winter, I'm in school and finals are coming up, and I had a animation final. And for those of you who have tried doing animation, you understand how much work it can be. One of my animation assignments, but even before the finals, this was the assignment that really uh, got me to start drinking coffee. Was it was a an analog animation assignment. So yes, I'm talking analog. I'm talking before computers. So you would have to physically draw the paper out on use it to just physically draw it out. And yeah, that was tough. And that's when I seriously started using coffee for a couple different reasons at this point, especially with the regards to this assignment. Number one was price. Uh, you can get coffee for less amount of money compared to some of the other energy drinks. Uh, there are certain stores or restaurants where they sell you coffee for $1 or $1.50. Like you ever go to McDonald's or you ever gone to a convenience store like 7-Eleven, they sometimes offer deals where that's like $1 for any size cup of coffee. I mean, $1, a fucking dollar, even for a large cup of coffee. And then you can go, and then you keep the cup. You don't even have to throw out the cup. You keep the cup and can go back and get refills for like 50 cents. Like, hell yeah, it's a money saver right there. If you, it depends on where you go, of course. If you go to Starbucks, yeah, it's gonna be a lot more money than going to 7-Eleven. Number two is taste. I'm not a picky coffee. I'm not usually. Let me reword that. I'm not usually a picky coffee guy. Ironically enough, it was actually Starbucks that is one of my least favorite coffees. Ironically enough, because we were talking about Starbucks, about prices and stuff like that. But yeah, the thing about Starbucks is I just don't. I'm not a big fan of Starbucks. Like, I'll drink it if it's like the only thing around, or if someone else is willing to offer me some. I'll just be like, sure, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Because, like I said, I just, I'm not the biggest Starbucks fan. I find their coffee to be pretty bitter compared to some of the other coffees I've had, and there's like a bitter aftertaste to it too. And I just, bleh, like, not a big fan. I'm more of a Dunkin' Donuts fan in that regard, but I'm also a 7-Eleven fan because I like their coffee, and it's actually really inexpensive compared to some of the other coffees. So inexpensiveness and convenience. So with this animation assignment, going back to this animation assignment, I'm drawing out all this stuff. I basically had to pull an all nighter. Now at this point, in the middle of the night, it's like, let's say it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. There's no Whole Foods that is open that's selling the yerba mate tea cans. There's no store that's open. What is open though? Dunkin' Donuts and 7-Eleven. Now, granted, at 7-Eleven, I could buy Red Bull cans or something like that, but then the price factor comes into play. I would prefer to get the coffee because it doesn't cost as much, and there's possibly but here's the thing about coffee too is like I don't have those side effects that I had with with a 5-hour energy drinks. And that's one of the other reasons why I like coffee is I don't have those side effects of the heart beating and stuff like that. I do have side effects with coffee and yerba mate tea, and those are some things to look into consideration, but they're not really that serious to me. It's just basically not feeling. It's like loss of appetite, basically. That's it, which is not entirely a bad thing because you'll get your appetite back later. For me personally. So yeah, having to do all that schoolwork is what really got me to start drinking coffee. Just because I had to do all that work, and when you do all that work, you got to keep yourself going. How do you keep yourself going? Coffee for a lot of people is how they do it. Even during the afternoon. Like for me, I don't just drink coffee during the morning. It is morning right now, but I don't drink it just during the morning. I also drink it in the afternoon sometimes. Sometimes I won't drink it in the afternoon. Sometimes I'll drink it in the evening. And it just varies day by day. And that's what I find funny also about 5 Hour Energy is they try to advertise their product as like, oh, like it's 2 o'clock, you're feeling, run down from lunch or something like that. You're feeling tired. You get, you're feeling tired from eating lunch. You're just, you're having afternoon exhaustion and stuff like that from the morning. And, that's when they tried to suggest that, oh, you should have 5 Hour Energy instead of having more coffee. I'm just like, fuck no, don't do that. In fact, just get more coffee. It's less money than 5 Hour Energy. It can be less money than 5 Hour Energy, and you don't get all those potential side effects with coffee that you do with 5 Hour Energy. Or at the very least, you have less of a chance of getting those side effects that you do from 5 Hour Energy. So my suggestion is just to stay away from 5 Hour Energy altogether and drink coffee or something less harmful than 5 Hour Energy. If you are having those side effects, if you're not having those side effects, more power to you. Up to you at the end of the day. Thankfully, with coffee though, I've never really had to deal with those issues. That's what I like about coffee too. Is like it doesn't take a whole lot for me to like really get active from the coffee. Like 1 cup right here can do it. Like I don't need to drink like 3 cups of coffee. I don't need to do that. At least not yet anyway. I've heard stories of like tolerance levels and stuff like that being really high after drinking all this coffee. I really haven't had that issue yet. But yeah, so that's basically how I came to start drinking coffee. It was winter. I had a big school project involving animation. You can also see that project on my other YouTube channel, Twilight City Studios. I'll put a link in the description section. I might put a link in the comment section below to that project. And that one project, it's such a short project, but it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work because you're doing analog. So you have to physically draw all the frames out by a pen or something else on paper, and then you have to scan it. And it, like, oh my goodness, that was just a lot of work. And yeah, so having to do all that work made me drink coffee because I had to, power myself through. And now I just end up drinking coffee in general for a number of different reasons. Like I said, convenience, price, taste, and yeah, those are my main reasons basically for drinking coffee. I've grown a tasting to coffee. I actually drink coffee black. I don't usually even drink coffee with cream and sugar because it's somewhat more healthier. Because if you put cream and sugar in it, then you have that added in. It's not the best for your health. The healthier option if you are going to drink coffee, the healthier option is just to leave it black, basically. But I can understand why some people don't care for that. They want the taste, but I've acquired the taste, basically. Even for Starbucks, if I have to drink Starbucks, I'll drink Starbucks. So yeah. Anything else to say here before I end this live stream? Let's see. No, yeah, basically that's it. Like, I still do drink yerba mate tea in the cans on occasion. I just don't drink it as often because, like I said, the pricing really matters to me there. Like, the yerba mate tea now is more of like a special occasion kind of thing for me. It's more of a treat for me personally. It's just like, oh, I haven't had that in a while. I'll go have some, but like, I just don't have it as often as I used to. And like I said, price is, a factor for me there. It really is. But not to say it's not a bad thing. Like the yerba mate cans and bottles that I've drank on this YouTube channel in the past, they're still good. It's just, like I said, price really matters to me in this regard. That's why price and convenience. Like coffee's more obtainable for me than the tea is. So yeah, I think I've said my piece already. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in and watching this. I really appreciate it. It's been at least 2 weeks since I've uploaded streamed anything. I'll try to be more on top of that. Be sure to also check out my other channel, Twilight City Studios. I've been working hard on that channel as well. I got some new stuff up on there recently. Feel free to check it out. And yeah, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.